Welcome to the fairest show on television. First tonight, the eye of the storm. That applies both to Florida and the White House tonight. Literally every day brings bad news and another challenge for the president. We're going to get to that in a minute. The outer bands of Hurricane Idalia passed through Key West, Florida a few hours ago. The storm will crash into Florida's Big Bend early tomorrow morning. How far west the storm moves will decide exactly where the dirty side of the storm ends up. That's as the storm goes counterclockwise and hits somewhere between Tampa and the Panhandle. We could get the kind of destruction we saw last year with Hurricane Ian. 10 to 15 feet of water will take down entire cities. It will be equally destructive to Hurricane Ian. The question is just how much is in its path. There's a wall of water approaching Florida. And where it comes in, because of how Florida curves, there is nowhere for that water to go. That's exactly what happened last year in Naples and Fort Myers, Florida. On the Hill, we talked with the Naples mayor, who had some advice for those in the bullseye.
I've lived in Florida all of my life, and I have seen many hurricanes, but I had no idea the destruction that water can actually do.
The forces about to hit Florida are sobering. Back to the storm throughout the show. You can see live pictures there. Some people are enjoying the very last of the sunset before tomorrow morning. The storm presents a growing problem for President Biden. Day by day, it is harder for the president to look presidential. After a big hurricane, the president typically goes and visits the disaster area. That did not go well last week in Maui. He was pressured to go after ignoring the issue for days after his last vacation to a Delaware beach.
Can you tell us about your Hawaii trip, sir?
No, not now.
He then fell asleep during one of the ceremonies for the victims in Maui. To be fair, every day when you are president, every day for every president, presents problems. But Mr. Biden's ability to deal with the problems is increasingly compromised. Just this week, an Associated Press poll came out showing 69% of Democrats say he's too old for a second term. That's Democrats. An NBC News report showed worry inside Camp Biden over the rise of Gavin Newsom. Today, a Wall Street Journal article entitled "The Race to Succeed President Biden is Heating Up on the 2024 Campaign Trail. High-profile governors are unlikely to cede the stage to Kamala Harris in 2028. The economic news continues to get worse. CNN wrote, Biden spent August trying to escape Washington, but September realities await him. That's CNN, who noted of the first 26 days in August, Mr. Biden spent only one day entirely at the White House. And who can blame him? Washington in August is miserable. In other words, September is coming. September is coming at the Biden presidency like Idalia is coming from Florida. Alex Thompson is here, covers the Biden presidency for Axios, one of the DC's best sourced reporters. All right, fair to say it's been a rough couple of months for the White House?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What's their plan to get a win post-Labor Day?
You know, it's so interesting you ask, because the headlines have been bad. The approval ratings in the polls have not been great. I mean, he's been stuck at 40%. Which is not exactly where you want to be if you're an incumbent running for re-election in 14 months. Voters are already concerned about his age, and that's before he turns 81 in November. He will turn 82 the year of the election, right after the election. And yet I've been told from people that have been going to the White House, a lot of the people at the top of this White House think this is a lot of do about nothing, that they believe that at the end of the day, if you have a nominee in Donald Trump with 4 indictments, and also sort of the continuing backlash to the Dobbs decision and abortion rights, that eventually voters will still trust that this is going to be a race about, in their, in sort of their phraseology, competence versus chaos. But there is a risk, of course, that the race eventually becomes a little bit more about status quo versus change. And that is the part where some Democrats are worried that they are leaving themselves open.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.